Hi, mathematicians. Today we're learning about standard measurement, and our goal is to learn how to measure length in inches. You're going to need your rainbow cubes or your rainbow tiles, a ruler, your dry erase marker, and a dry erase board. If you don't have those tools, go ahead and pause the video, go get them, and come right back. If you have all your tools, then let's get started. So first, we always want to talk about why we're learning this. So we are now learning how to measure with inches so that we can measure more accurately. We know how to measure with paper clips and shoes and tiles and anything else we can find. But if we want to really know what the exact length is, we want to use standard measurement. So standard measurement just means the units that are found on a ruler. They're always all the same size, and they always touch end to end with no gaps and no overlap, just like our measurement rules that we use with our tiles or other non-standard objects. And on our ruler, we're going to find inches, and every inch is about the size of a quarter. It's about that big if you hold up your finger and your thumb together. Now, we're going to look at this piece of yarn, and before we start measuring with our ruler, we're going to use our tiles. And we already know those three rules. First, make sure all of our units are the same size. Yep. Second, line up the first unit right at the edge of the object that we're measuring. And third, make sure all the units touch end to end with no overlap and no gaps. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, these tiles that we've been using to measure with are actually almost exactly 1 inch in length. So whenever we are measuring with our tiles, we can count the tiles to see about how long it's going to be, how many inches. So I think this piece of yarn is about 5 inches because it took me 5 tiles to measure it. Now, these are the rules that we're going to use with our ruler. One of them is the same. We're going to line up the first unit of the ruler with the edge of our object. Now, when you look at the ruler, you see that this line right here, that's like a 0 on your number line. That's where the first unit begins. So you have to be really careful not to line up the edge of your object with the edge of the ruler because there's this little space. That's not going to be accurate. That's not going to be the right measurement. So look at this first line. That's where you want to line it up and make sure you could draw a straight line down from your object to your ruler. Now, we're going to need to count our inches or count our units. We have 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches. So our yarn, we were right, it is 5 inches long. Now there's a little bit of extra overhang, and that's okay. We're not going to worry about that right now. Now, get your marker and your ruler and your tiles ready, and it's time for you to work with me. So pause the video if you need to get your tools ready. Let's get started. All right, we know how to use our tiles. We're going to line it up on the edge. Now, this marker has a little bump here on the lid, and we want to be careful that we measure the whole marker at the beginning, not right here at the edge. Whoops. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of extra on there, so I'm going to try adding one more tile and see how that looks. Oh no, it's nowhere near 6 tiles. So I'm going to say that this is about 5-ish inches long. So now let's try with our ruler. We're going to line up our ruler at the edge of the first unit, that little line right there. Line up the edge with our object. And we're going to count our units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to carefully decide the best measurement. So like we said before, it looks like it's more than 5, but it's not really close to the 6. So I'm going to stick with 5. I think that's going to be the best measurement. All right, are you ready? It's your turn to try it. So get your dry erase board. Now your dry erase board has a long side and a short side. The long side is bigger than your ruler, so we're not going to measure that today. We're just going to measure the short side. So turn your dry erase board like mine is turned, and then measure it with your tiles, and then measure it with your ruler. Pause the video now and then push play when you're ready to check. All right, ready to check your work? Let's see how you did. All right, I put all my tiles out all at once because there were so many. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 11 tiles. Okay, so I think because there's only a little bit left over here, I'm going to say it's closer to 11 than 10. So I'm going to say this is about 11 inches. Let's try it with the ruler. Line it up with the line right there on the edge. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just before 11. So I'm going to say it's about 11 inches. I hope you got it right. If not, feel free to go back and rewind the video and look at it again. All right, friends, now you know how to measure length in inches. You are an expert and you are ready to measure anything. I am buzzing with pride for you. You did such a good job. All right, friends, have fun on your next activity and good luck.